officers present, our men and women in uniform, Mrs. Ogolla, and your children and the family. We come here accompanying the President, first and foremost to condole with the family of General Ogolla. Again, we come here to condole with the KDF fraternity for the loss of their general, a celebrated and decorated soldier who has passed on in the course of duty. Your Excellency, as we condole the family and the KDF family, let me also, on behalf of the executive, take this moment to condole with you as the Commander-in-Chief of Kenya's Defense Forces for the loss of your CDF, whom you considered as a loyal and brilliant military strategist. Your Excellency, for the time we worked with the General Ogolla, he was a very committed officer of the military. Besides that, the man was humble, pleasant, and amiable. He was also a very kind man. And when we talk to many officers who have served under him, they would give testimony of his humility and his kindness. Your Excellency, I was a beneficiary of his kindness. I remember late February this year, when I was in my office, I was informed that the Chief of Defense Forces, General Ogolla, is at the door waiting to see me. And I couldn't understand because I was not expecting him. He had not said he is coming. And in ordinary circumstances, if you hear the Chief of Defense Forces has come without notice, you sort of panic. And I stopped the meeting. I said, let the General come in. And I said, General, what brings you here? The General was holding a big card. And he said he had come to wish me happy birthday. And I was not even aware it was my birthday. That was General Ogolla. Your Excellency, it is good for us to give the other side of the General that we saw and interacted with. General Ogolla, despite being a very tough general and commander, who is celebrated for his various accomplishments, was also a very humorous man. He was full of very good jokes, and many a time in tense situations, he would make everybody feel comfortable. Many a time as we waited at the airport, Your Excellency, to welcome you or to see you off to foreign countries, the General would keep us busy with many good stories and keep us entertained. And I do remember one such day when you left, and we were left there, and we were in a hurry to leave as you took off. And he told me, Mr. Deputy President, it is good for me to inform you that when you are in a military facility and the Commander-in-Chief is away, I am the senior most military officer here, and all of you take orders from me, and you only leave when I tell you so. And after we stayed for a while, he said, you may now take off. I give you fallout. And that was a tradition for the days we stayed with General Ogolla. We were there with Professor Kindiki, the leader of majority, and all these politicians who are not very accustomed to orders. But the General would organize us, and only when he felt that your plane has taken off safely into the skies, he would say, Deputy President and the rest of you, you may now fall out. That was General Ogolla for you. Your Excellency, I will condole with you because I know, as your assistant, the high regard you had for General Ogolla. That regard was so high that when this news came through I was with you at Sagara State Lodge. We had performances during the Drama and Film Festival, the Winners Concert, and one of your assistants brought you a phone and said there was an urgent call from the Defense Minister, and you went to take the call that took very long. And when you called me, you said, we have very bad news. And you kept silent for a long time. And I asked you, Mr. President, is there anything wrong? You said, yes, we have just lost our CDF General Ogolla in an aircraft crash, and this is terrible. And I have stayed with you for many years, and I can testify to the people of Kenya that if there's one happening that really brought our president down emotionally, was the death of General Ogolla. And Your Excellency, yesterday, as we visited the home of General Ogolla, I was very elated because of a decision you made last year. When we had a working tour in Nyanza, you told us that General Ogolla is a very likable person. He has brought value to your government, and you felt that we needed to know his home and go and visit his family. And we did go to Siaya, and Mrs. Ogolla treated us to a sumptuous meal for dinner. We had great conversation with the family, with the Joel and the mother and the general. And yesterday, as we went to the home, we did not meet strangers. We found people that we had met. Mrs. Ogolla, the son Joel, and as we go to bury him tomorrow in Siaya, we are also not going to a home that we did not know. We are going to a home that we have been to. And it just ignited my imagination that probably, Your Excellency, it may be time that we create time the way you did that day, as we work to get time to know the families of those who work under us when they are still serving. I think it's about time. With those very many remarks, I ask the KDA family to listen to the son of the general. Let the death of General Ogolla, who died while serving, strengthen your resolve to protect our borders, to keep peace in our country. Though we appreciate the general died in duty, it would have been acceptable if he was pursuing the enemies of this country from other countries. But it is tragic that he died while trying to settle challenges caused by our very people here in Kenya. And I think his death should strengthen the resolve of our forces and our security agencies to wipe out the banditry menace in this country once and for all. That would be a great honor to this hero. With those many remarks, let me request you to be upstanding as I invite the President and Commander-in-Chief to come and honor his general and speak to the nation. Your Excellency.